There is no question that, from a kayfabe perspective, Brock Lesnar is the most dominant WWE superstar of the 21st century. He's a 5-time champion, a King of the Ring winner, a Royal Rumble winner. He broke the Undertaker streak, and he even won the Slammy for Hashtag of the Year. Truly, he has done it all. But even as protected as Lesnar is, you still sometimes have to do the job. And even when they are keen to make him look strong, even when he does lose, especially in recent years, sometimes even Brock has to do it clean. My name is Adam Cleary, and these are all 12 times Brock Lesnar lost clean. Number 12, with SHAWN STASIAK versus the Hardy Boys, INSURREXTION 2002. Yep, Brock Lesnar's first L in WWE came when they put him with meat, basically the wrestling equivalent of getting a group science project in school and putting young Stephen Hawking with a potato with a face drawn on it. You see, after Lesnar defeated Jeff Hardy in his pay-per-view debut at Backlash 2002, they had a sort of rematch at the sort of pay-per-view INSURREXTION in the UK in May of that year. And while obviously, yes, they did pin Stasiak and not Lesnar, that's still an L, and it was still clean. Number 11, versus Kurt Angle and The Big Show, Vengeance 2003. Brock Lesnar's initial reign of terror eventually led to a betrayal by his manager Paul Heyman and a subsequent title loss to The Big Show. Now this led to a babyface Brock then getting to face Angle for the title at WrestleMania 19, and we all remember what happened there. Angle left for neck surgery after this match, but when he returned in the summer, he was a good guy as well, and this led to a sort of weird friendly rivalry, bromance, whatever you want to call it, with Lesnar, and the two of them had a triple threat match against Show for the title at Vengeance 2003. The resulting bout was one of the greatest triple threat matches in the company's history, in my very obviously correct opinion, but with Kurt Angle reclaiming the title, it was another loss for Lesnar. Number 10, versus Kurt Angle, SummerSlam 2003. Just weeks after Angle's title victory, the very thinkable happened, and Lesnar turned on his friend. There was only one thing for it: a wrestling match. Though there was no official stipulation for this match, it ended up taking on a very different flavour from the WrestleMania match they'd had not long prior. Brock was now the atypical WWE heel, running away from the ring, taking shortcuts wherever he could, and relying on interference from, of all people, Vince. In the end, though, it was all for naught as Big Curty Bollocks neutralised Vince and then slapped on the old ankle lock for Lesnar's first ever submission defeat. Number 9, with The Big Show versus The Undertaker, SmackDown 2003. Bit weird this one, as despite being pitched as one of the strongest heels in the company's history, they repeatedly jobbed him out to The Undertaker multiple times in one night on an episode of free TV. Firstly, they made it a handicap match and put The Big Show in Lesnar's corner. Then, when The Undertaker pinned him, he was told it was 2 out of 3 falls. Then, when he won by countout, he was told there were no countouts. Then, when he won by disqualification, he was told, well, you get the picture. In the end, though, he just whacked Lesnar with a chair, which is a clean loss in a no disqualification match, and just made him look really weak. Number 8, versus Team Angle, Survivor Series 2003. Even though Brock Lesnar won the WWE title back from Kurt Angle, that was not enough to settle their feud, and the two men captained 2 teams into that year's Survivor Series. Lesnar's team consisted of himself, A-Train, Matt Morgan, Nathan Jones, and The Big Show. Team massive necks, whereas Kurt Angle's team was himself, Chris Benoit, Hardcore Holly, Bradshaw, and the newly babyface John Cena. Team would not want to go on holiday with for many different reasons. Lesnar thought he got the last laugh over Angle when he pinned him with an F5, but to the shock of, well, absolutely everybody at the time, Benoit put him in the crippler crossface and tapped him. Totally clean. Number 7, versus Bill Goldberg, WrestleMania 20. I mean, not much to say with this one. We all remember how that went down, don't we? Slug. Boo. What? 1, 2, 3. Hey. Goodbye. Number 6, versus Kurt Angle, IGF. Anyway, yes, after Lesnar's NFL career went south quicker than Mae Young's nips at the end of a long, hard working day, he moved to New Japan Pro Wrestling, having been unable to negotiate a deal with WWE. Lesnar's very first match in the company saw him win the IWGP World Heavyweight title, and he defended it successfully, I think, about 3 times before a dispute over money, wouldn't you just know it, led to him leaving the company. Now, he was officially stripped of the belt, but the only problem was he still physically had the belt. So, a bit of quick thinking on behalf of rival promotion IGF, they got Brock in to defend that title against his longtime foe, Kurt Angle, a Toucan Bomber at a show in 2007. Kurt slapped on the old ankle lock, submitted Brock, For the title, IWGP renamed it to their third championship, and then it just became their top belt. Number 5, versus John Cena, Extreme Rules 2012. After his tenure in Japan, Lesnar got involved in MMA, which was, you've got to admit, actually fairly successful. But the night after WrestleMania 28, he made his spectacular return to WWE and set up an Extreme Rules match with John Cena. This was legitimately one of WWE's most brutal pay-per-view matches seen outside of the Attitude Era. Both men bled quite a lot. There was tons of weapons, but nobody really knowing if Brock Lesnar was going to hang around for very long, they decided to put Cena over. This is an AA. He did an AA on the ring steps and that was it. Blah. Number 4, versus Triple H, WrestleMania 29. Speaking of doubts over Lesnar's long-term future affecting his booking against one of the company's golden boys, and also speaking of those ring steps, after Cena, Lesnar moved on to a controversial, let's just say, program with Triple H, which included a great lesson from the game in how not to sell arm injuries, but was ultimately just leading to a WrestleMania match. Triple H teased his own retirement by putting his career on the line, which was at the time very exciting, and it had all the weapons and ingenuity of the John Cena Extreme Rules match, if admittedly none of the brutality. In the end though, it was a pedigree on the ring steps and that was it. We all sighed a big sigh of course. Number 3, the Royal Rumble 2016. To say that Brock Lesnar rebounded in WWE after his loss to Triple H at WrestleMania is an understatement on par with saying Vince McMahon has a passing interest in veins and massive whams. In 2014, he ended the Undertaker streak and frankly took the absolute piss out of John Cena to reclaim the WWE Championship. Now, yes, he did lose that belt, but it was as part of a Money in the Bank cash-in. He wasn't pinned, and they call it the heist of the century for a very good reason. In 2016, though, WWE still wanted to paint him as the scariest, most dominant heel on the roster without ever actually giving him that status or the title back. So in the Royal Rumble, he eliminated pretty much all of the Wyatt family and then got eliminated by the Wyatt family. Now, is this a totally clean L, I hear you ask? Well, no, it probably isn't. He did sort of half get eliminated by people who'd already been eliminated, and that is technically cheating, but they still buried him here a bit and made him look weak, and more importantly, it's my list. Number 2, versus Goldberg, Survivor Series 2016. 1 minute, 12 seconds. Should we just time that and show you how long that is? How long's that been?
About 7 seconds.
Alright. Nobody quite knew what to expect from Goldberg's return. Some thought it might be a one and done. Some thought they might leave it slightly open to build to something at the Rumble or maybe even WrestleMania. But nobody had it down as this emphatic squash. Watching it back now, it still delivers for both spectacle and shock value. After we just had nearly an hour of the men's Raw vs SmackDown Survivor Series match, you remember the one where Ellsworth eliminates Strowman, we got that Lesnar's most decisive ever defeat in WWE. How long's that been?
Like 30 seconds.
Alright, maybe it's not that short. Number 1, the Royal Rumble 2017. Look, if I'm going to include one Royal Rumble, I'm going to have to include them all, aren't I? You remember this one, don't you? Unlike 2016, when the Wyatts had slung him out by his ear, he was actually being talked about a potential winner in 2017, albeit as something of an outside bet. But then Goldberg appeared, speared him out of them little booties, and whoop, out he went. That then led to them challenging each other at WrestleMania, and then Goldberg did the decent thing and won the Universal title to throw that into the mix. But it all started right here in the Royal Rumble with one big, fat, clean as you like, whopping, great big, purple-faced, swollen neck, not passing piss tests L. Anyway, there you have it. That's every single time Brock Lesnar lost clean in WWE. Do make sure, though, to waste both my time and yours by leaving a comment down below for that one match I've obviously forgotten where the loss, in your opinion, was clean, and I'll tell you why it wasn't. For example, Eddie DDTs him onto the belt. Even if it's Eddie Guerrero, that ain't clean, but I'm sure you'll tell me it is anyway. Don't forget to like, share, and boom, there's the subscribe button. No, you know all this by now. And in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. My name has been Adam Cleary, and I will see you soon. Promise.